Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever you may be. It is Thursday. I've just checked. It is Thursday, 2nd of January 2025. This is my spiritual channel and I incorporate ways of life, little stories. Some days you will tune in and I will be full of wisdom. Other days full of humour. I will. And on a really good day, I will be full of wisdom and humour. You just never know what you're going to get. Now, did you listen to my previous podcasts? Yesterday, I think it was, and the day before? I made them a little bit light-hearted, but there was a thread of wisdom in my words. I also gave you a little laugh. I did. Now, I hope you enjoyed. Now, this evening, this afternoon, this morning, this is a complete contrast. As in life, 1 minute light, 1 minute dark. So here we go. I give you... The previous podcasts were quite funny, quite tongue-in-cheek. Now, as I said, this is in complete contrast. I always produce a podcast when I feel there's a conversation or a subject that needs addressing. This is the way I don't really plan the topic. I go with what life is showing me at that time. Now, over the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've been aware or I've been told about people who have lost family members. Some were maybe nursing end-of-care life and they knew it was coming. You know, they were just kind of going through the motions. Others, 2 or 3, were very unexpected. So they lost family members, very, very unexpected, very sudden deaths. Now, in those situations, what you find is there's also the shock factor. If we have time and we know that people are maybe at end of life and they're just managing the situation, our mind gets time to adjust. It is painful, it is horrific, but our mind is getting the time to adjust to the situation and we know what ending is coming. In a sudden death, obviously it's completely different because those people didn't even expect. The people I'm talking about didn't even expect anything. You know, in their eyes the people were well, didn't seem to be an issue or a problem. So if you imagine that loss is completely compounded by complete and utter shock. So one minute the person's there, then they're gone. You know, so it's different levels of grief and different situations. And each situation has the capacity to overwhelm or to make you completely lose faith in the world. I've heard people saying that all the time. Why would I believe there was anything when this is happening? Why would I believe in anything when this happens? You know, all the good, the people that were good. Now, I don't really like talking about myself too much, but as I mentioned, I have lost several family members, from parents to siblings, over the years, and each one has a different impact on your life. There was there was actually probably 2 that were very sudden. One was more sudden, a brother that was only 26, that was very sudden, and another brother that we didn't really expect, so that was another quite sudden, and the other ones that we were more or less, you know, we knew there was something. Each one affects you, tremendously, but on different kind of levels, because your brain and your mind, the whole thing is you're trying to make sense of situations that don't have any sense. So I can relate to those people who were talking to me over the days, and they were telling me about different situations that people that they're aware of. Now, it's funny because on the spiritual path, my first inkling is always, I really hope they have a belief of some kind. You know, I'm not necessarily saying I hope it's a belief I have. It doesn't have to be, I hope they share the exact same thoughts that I should, No, I always just think, I hope they have a belief. Because I know in those situations, if I hadn't believed in something, in my own personal belief, those situations would have overwhelmed me, and I've said it until I'm blue in the face. I would. The fact that I have this understanding and the spirituality, and I've always been on this kind of path with this belief, it helps in some way because you can make sense. I made sense, not even consciously. Subconsciously, I was making sense of situations as they were coming along. And as I mentioned this away last year, I thought, if I didn't have a belief and if you just took life as it was coming along, if I didn't know there was a gift, I also believe that we all have this gift when someone passes away, that we all have a gift that our mind gets protected. And if our mind did not get protected, how on earth, literally, would you or I or anyone else stand at the funeral of a child, a parent, a sibling, and anyone and go through those motions of a funeral and come back and carry on with life? Do tell. If I wasn't on the spiritual path and I didn't have a belief, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, with all the people I have lost, everyone, my mind has left the building. And that's the way I can put it. There's a protection that comes over people. I've heard many, many people over the years saying, they felt as if they were having an out-of-body experience. Weeks later, months later, years later, they would say, I still don't really feel that is real. Now, that's normal, especially for the people that lose people suddenly. Now, I believe that there is a gift that we get on earth, and I am so grateful for this gift. You can call it shock. I call it a gift. Each and every one of us gets like the hand of protection. You can call it, this is what I would call it, the hand of protection that covers your mind from fully registering the pain of the loss. If you were in full capacity of the pain of that loss, you would not sit through, in my understanding, a funeral and sit there normally. No, I just think, this is my belief, you can differ. I believe there's the hand of protection from the Creator above, and it's put on your mind and you don't fully register what's going on. The other way of looking at that is it's a protection and it carries you through. But as you get stronger, as the time goes on and you get stronger, that's released and released and released until the day comes that you know that you are fully aware of the loss. That's the day, because you couldn't come to earth and have that protection there continually over your mind, because we're supposed to be living freedom of choice, do what we're doing, personal growth. You would not grow spiritually or personal growth if you were given that hand of protection continually. It would be lovely. Thank you very much. Yes, it would be fine if I could have that from the day arriving until the day I leave. Thank you very much. No, because you wouldn't grow, because it's through those challenging times and those really difficult times that you grow personally, and you do grow. But I do appreciate the hand of help, that help that I get at every funeral I've had to face. And you don't, every one of us gets the same thing. Think of many people and they always say, I didn't. How on earth? How did I sit through that? Were we there? Did that really happen? So it happens on every level. No matter how many funerals I've been at over the years, it's always had that thing where you feel as if you're having an out-of-body experience. You're not really registering anything. And as I keep repeating, I am grateful for that gift. So the other part of my belief is when we die, we're only really just, you probably heard this a million times, it's just like throwing away a coat that you're wearing. When we come to earth, my understanding, when we come to earth, we're a soul and a spirit, and we're in a physical body to have an earthly experience. We're on planet Earth. We have the body is to share this earthly experience, but we are a spirit and a soul, and we're encompassing this body when we arrive. When we leave, there is no need for this body any longer. This is just for this little while when we are on planet Earth. So when we leave, we just leave the body behind. The spirit and the soul are still intact as much as they were prior, because the spirit and the soul are eternal. So all we're really doing is we're leaving behind the hurts, the pains, the anxiety, the whatever physical pain people had, all of that just, and the body's left. Now, we obviously grieve because we physically cannot see our loved ones. We can't see them. They are still, in my opinion, they're still as around as much as they were previously, spiritually. And they're there, you just can't see the body. So I have got a lot of comfort over the years from, like if I'm going through challenging situations, you can talk to, they're around as much as they were prior. I believe that the loved ones that you have lost are seeing every single thing that are happening, but they have the additional bonus. They get clarity when they leave, when the body goes and their spirit and their soul leaves. They will get like a little preview. It's like a movie of your life. It's not a judgment. It's not a trial. But it's to show you, in my belief, where we have fallen down and where we have grown. You know, that certain things that we've got freedom of choice, but there's certain things in life that we're given as challenges to test, not test, but to show, will we get over this, or will we still be talking about this in 40 years' time? We're supposed to learn each lesson and move on. Some people get stuck. So when we pass, I believe we'll get a quick look at our life, all the people that were in our life for a reason, to help. Every person that we meet in our life has the ability to help us grow. Some people we don't. We can get into situations with them where we're going in reverse. Instead of each of us helping each other forward, the ego comes in, and then this is where you start getting communication problems. People get into, take corners, take this, take that. So instead of moving forward and people helping each other in life, you'll find that some people, as I said before, the creators put the eyes at the back of their head. They're going backwards all the time. So when we leave Earth, we'll get a quick glimpse. Look at that. This situation came in there. You were growing there spiritually. You were growing, reverse. Growing, reverse. This person came in. This person was supposed to be helping you there. This person deliberately maybe. So there'll be people in life that's maybe deliberately kind of emotionally tripped us up, emotionally caused us this, emotionally caused us that. Other ones that have helped us. Some that's maybe helped us greatly and we weren't even aware of it. I think that'll be the interesting time. When we're leaving and we get a little look at our life, we'll be thinking, oh, all of the people that actually helped us more than we ever noticed. And the only ones that we were noticing were the ones that were really, trying to cause the trouble end of stuff. I believe we will see with great clarity when we leave each and every soul that touched our lives, whether they helped us or hindered us, doesn't matter, because at that time we're leaving. But the bit in between from arriving to leaving, the important part is how much have you grown in your emotions and in your spiritual life? Do you still react immaturely to situations, or have you grown? Do you always go on? Do you always keep talking about the sad times, the bad times, and woe is me? Or have you grown and you're spiritually stronger than you've ever been? This is what it's all about. Alfie, I know, can't help that one, I know. But you have got to, and if you're facing loss today, all I would say is try and remind yourself that you do have a protection that comes over your mind. Be grateful of that, because you won't. If you're sitting there today saying, I've just lost someone and I feel it's not even real, I don't feel this is happening. You could be months, you could be years down the line and saying, I still don't feel that's real. I still have I still have moments like that in life. People that I've lost over the years, and I'm going back a good few years now, and something might happen and I'll think, and I'll think, I'm going to phone them, and you think, I'll phone them and then you think, so we all have those situations in life and you think, for goodness sake, and it's like a reality comes in. We will all face it during our life, but what we have to try and do is remind yourself you're losing the coat, the body, the spirit and the soul are eternal. They're always there. If you need an answer, talk to them, because the other thing you'll hear people saying is, please, I know at the beginning it's very painful to mention the name of someone who's maybe passed. You think, I can't even face it. I can't even say the name. I don't want to think about it. Everything's raw. As time goes on, keep mentioning their name in conversation, because I personally believe they are still they're still in contact with us as much as they ever were. I don't believe your family ever really leave you. The body's gone, but the spirit and the soul are all there, and we will all eventually pass over. In the meantime, let them know you're talking about them. Let them know you're happy. Let them know situations involved. Mention their name. Because if you're in the spirit world and they're seeing everything, in my belief, what's going on, the situations we're all in, wouldn't it be nice for them to hear their name? Happy times, whatever. Share it with them. Talk to them as if they were still here. And do that. Involve them in your conversations, because they're still, in my opinion, very much around. Now, I hope whatever situation you're in just now, cling to that. Be grateful for the protection. Don't worry about that you feel numb. Don't worry about you can't really feel real about anything. Whether it's today, tomorrow, weeks, months, years, the clarity will come, and that will lift. That hand of protection will lift when you're strong enough to face the situations by yourself. Until then, accept that kind of numb feeling that you have, and believe in your heart that it's actually helping you. It's there deliberately. It's to help you through, and it's just take it. And when the time is right and you're stronger, you will face it on your own. Look after each other. Take care for now. Bye-bye.